Hey guys, welcome back, and this is gonna be a little different video because when I just recently heard about like the whole situation between Voba and like Minus Haven in general and Minus Haven Plus and their data mining issue. So I decided to like start investigating on what's actually like happening there because I think it's quite serious. So before you watch this video, go watch Voba's video about this because he covers quite a few important things about maintain plus what's happening. If you saw that, then you can watch this video because you'll understand what I'm talking about and which points I'm gonna address. So yeah. So first we're gonna address all the claims against MH Plus and what like topics were brought up against MH Plus in general. And you may have already heard this from like a Vobis video, but there are some things that aren't really like up to sketch, if you know what I mean. So first, the data mining issue, which I talked about earlier, it's like the owner himself says he got the data mine items from a developer that was part of Mineshaven back then, and basically, data mining in any way is considered a felony if you're like close to someone who does data mining and they're gonna drag you down most of the time. So if you're listening to this, please stay out of those people's like area because they're quite dangerous sometimes. So yeah. So basically, data mined items like void drive platforms and all the other stuff, and that isn't allowed. And Foxy actually went to that specific developer who supplied it with the items and told him not to do it, and he removed the data mined items and made them himself from the data mined. Basically, he grabbed the code of the data mined items, changed them up a little so it doesn't seem data mined. Which at least that's what I think. I don't have access to the gate code, and he wouldn't give it. So yeah. Okay, the next thing is I heard from a developer. I'm gonna keep his name private because he didn't want to like be fired from the team, which I understand. It's an issue with crediting devs because the devs didn't get credited anywhere outside the MH Plus Discord. So yeah, this has been fixed after I went into a call with him. That call is gonna come out later in the video. So, Mr. Boss, if you're watching this, that's one thing you did to like get this game into the right direction. Good job. And this has also already been like dealt with, but there was a PayPal and in the contract about the Apache license for MH for Minus Haven itself, it doesn't say it says you can't like make profit off of it. Like that's not allowed. But he actually made a PayPal which has been shut down. This isn't like relevant at all anymore. But I thought I'd mention it because he's done some more like really like scammy stuff almost. Like I don't like this kid. I genuinely don't. Then he also blamed Voba, another Minus Haven YouTuber, which I also have a statement from, about ruining Minus Haven Plus. He told Voba that he ruined it instead of himself because he was fucking around with basically illegal stuff. Like those items can be considered contraband in some countries. I don't know how that works in his state because, or like his country or state. I don't know. I don't know where he lives. So yeah, he blamed Voba for something he did himself. So that's kind of scammy too. So of course I first went up to Voba himself to ask him, hey, can you give us some insight on what actually happened? And he was happy, more than happy to give me some information about what's happening and stuff. So here's his statement. Voba, could you give me your statement about the whole situation?
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So I started making videos on the game, and then found out he data mined the game to get items. Um, I found out that he data mined all the New Heights items, and when I found that out, I started making videos on about so people knew, and because of that, he blamed me for ruining his game, even though it's his fault that he kept all the data mined items in his game. Like he did it. He kept them in so he can keep on growing until people found out, and then he knew it was too serious. Now, when
So
people find out it was too serious, then he cared. Then he started caring about it.
so
Even
basically
even
like
his head of staff was messaging me and telling me how he treats all of his staff members like pieces of piece of this shit. He doesn't give his developers any credibility for their work. He just milks it all and wants to grow by himself.
okay, so basically he commits a felony and blames it on you, doesn't he?
Yeah, he says that Voba's the reason for why I'm getting all this hate. It's not because he data mined. I didn't data mine. He did, not me.
Yeah,
Like
because like
that's like saying you murdered someone and said, "Oh, it was the police's fault for catching me." It's like it's your fault that you did it. Don't stop to blame me because I told people about it.
it's like in elementary school when like you like I don't know threw a pencil and like you blame it on your best friend or something stupid
Kind of.
because you basically like made his game and then he started blaming you for ruining it again because he committed a fucking felony. Yeah.
Perhaps. I don't know. But
Okay.
that's pretty much why.
Okay. Thank you for your statement, Phoba. That's all.
Your mum.
So basically, what Phoba was saying here was he started playing Minecraft Plus on his channel. I said it's a new game. Of course, you'll want to like check it out because yeah, that's logical. But then he found out about the whole data mining issue, and of course, as a YouTuber, you make a video on that because it's quite serious. And then the owner of the game, Mr. INWM, the boss or something stupid like that, he started blaming Voba for ruining his game and getting all the hate because Voba told the rest of the like world about the whole data mining thing. And then he got contacted by an actual developer. He's saying it like they also get treated shittily and don't get credit. And yeah, if that's kind of stupid to do. So then I contacted one of the developers over at Minecraft Plus right now, who are still part of the team, because I thought I wanted to know more. And then I asked him I asked him for evidence about anything he'd know, and he told me about the whole PayPal issue, which I didn't even know about. But Bertha did shut that down, so it's really like not that bad. And you like what I'm gonna read it out. It's quite shocking actually. So my first question to him was, so please tell me your interaction about your interaction with quote unquote the boss, and he told me. Well, I joined the dev team on January 6th, 2020, after playing the game for a long time. And I was talking about coding stuff in the chat, and the boss decided to let me on the dev team. And in the time I was on the team up until near the end of January, I did a massive amount of work, including moving the game to the group via a custom data transfer system, as well as coding the entire New Heights update. In the time I was having problems with the community acting annoying, the boss not crediting me, and the worst when he tried to make a PayPal and not sharing any of the money with us. I asked to be a higher role for my current quote unquote developer one of the Discord server, but he didn't let me. In the end, I felt like I wasn't being appreciated and left. Although I still letting him have the New Heights update code. So I asked him, did you ever get paid in any way, shape, or form, like with Robux or something, for doing the dev work? And he just told me, no, I didn't. And then I asked him, did you ever get credit at any point? Then he said no, except for the Discord credit channel, but not at all in game. Then I asked him, why did you still supply with the New Heights code, even though he neglected your question for a higher role in the Discord, of course? Because it was already in the test server and complete, and I was thinking of removing it, but he had backups and stuff of it, which was good thing at one point because someone accidentally reverted it. I also had promised the community and back at this point, the community was less toxic than now, so I let him have it. So basically, he felt kind of forced by himself to like give the New Heights code because it's because the community like wanted it and he promised it to them. It's not really about Mr. The Boss here, but about the community, which is quite nice to hear because like yeah, he cares about what he's doing. So that's all the conversation I had with this developer. Later, Mr. The Boss himself, after my call with him, actually added some crediting into the game. So that's really nice to hear. I actually sent him a screenshot of that because I'm not much you can show of that game. It's like irrelevant, but yeah. Then Voba actually got me on a chat with one of the ex head of staff because he actually left the team because of the whole data mining issue and like not crediting anyone. The first question to him was so you were a staff member on Hamage Plus, right? And he said correct. I was a head of staff, so he was basically the highest staff member, and this is going to be quite shocking what you're going to hear. So I said, tell me about your personal interaction with quote-unquote the boss. He said, sure. So when the game was super small, around 10 players, the boss invited me to join his modded image game. I accepted it, but slowly climbed through the ranks. At the time, my boss was very kind, chill, and overall good guy. But it's when I was promoted to head staff that issues started to appear. After being promoted, the boss only talked to me as a friend like once every month. Compared to we were good friends, like talking every day. When I pinged him for questions, with being head of staff, I rarely got a response. In fact, a friend of mine planned making a site for MH Plus, but he never responded if it was okay. So frankly, I feel I feel like he started ignoring me after I was promoted. So then I asked him, when did you hear about the data mining situation? And what was your initial reaction to it? And he told me the first time I heard about data mining was when I wanted to see if Voba uploaded a new video. I learned it was about MH Plus drama, and I love drama, so I watched it. I can't relate. Only I need to learn many things, many flaws I'd never been informed about. After watching that video, I began contemplating if I should quit or not. So at this point, he already wanted to like quit MH Plus. So I said, "So you're basically the highest mod on the server, but you weren't even informed about a fucking felony the owner committed." And he said, "Exactly, I should have been informed, but no one told me because I think they." And I said like, "Yeah." I said I have a statement from Voba that the communication and the staff a staff team in general is kind of unorganized in every way. So he confirmed that for me, saying we mainly communicate through staff channel staff could see. But it was like one message maybe every 6 hours. I tried my best to respond as quickly as possible with anything in the staff chat, but most people just ignore the messages in there. So I said you were basically the only staff member that tried to keep to try best to keep up the communication to standard. He said not only there were other staff and head of staff that tried their best. Lord Stonky was one of them, and Book of Memes was another. But Book of Memes got banned for calling someone a Jew, not as an insult, but just calling someone a Jew. So I asked him, so the server rules are kind of whacked up too, and he said, yeah, I mean, the mute system was broken, and for some reason staff considered 20 warrant to ban, 15 a kick, 10 a mute. Now I now I won't now I won't say at one point I didn't believe that, because at one point I did. I tried to fix it for after a while. I said, wow, okay, so final question. What was the final tip over the edge that made you leave? And this is, I'm going to tell you the story right now. So he said, right when I got back from school, I got a message from one of my friends, Book of Memes, that's what had the staff, claiming he had been banned. I tried to ping him to see if like in the MH Plus server, and I couldn't. I went through hundreds of messages just to see why he was banned. And the last message he sent was just no insults or anything, just Jew. So I got tired of RBS and quit. No goodbyes or anything. I just left. So I asked him another question, which is, and thus you subsequently gave up your position too. Correct. Actually, I didn't even know how I got head of staff. Most people don't know because one day the owner just came up to me and asked if I wanted to be head of staff. I said yes, and that was it. This was when the owner was still kind of chill. So I asked him, are you still on good terms with the owner or not? He said no. Does he have you blocked? He said, I'm pretty sure. Yes, he didn't, but he thought he had been blocked. I just want G's. I haven't tried messaging, but I can't. Okay, that's all my questions. Thanks for your time, mate. He said, actually, hold on. Sure. Let me try to message him. Sure. Never mind, I can message him. Okay, that's one good thing about this. INWNM the boss is just about like power changes people, which I can't actually relate because sometimes I feel like I'm getting this is getting to my head too. So I can relate to the boss, but some things just go too far. There's no excuse for that. He said he was once a good person, chill and everything, but now he's well breaking the law. And I just went, yeah, even for me, sometimes it's hard keeping my head above water. Over a Roblox game. And he said, anyways, thank you for letting me share my opinion. I thought I would be forgot about me. So yeah, that's Buck of Kills statement. Yeah, thank you, Buck of Kills, for giving your statement. I know you're watching this because I've probably DM'd you when this gone online. Okay, last but not least, I thought I have to get to the bottom of this. So I got on a call with quote unquote the boss himself about this whole situation, and this is what he said. Please keep in mind this is a very, very long conversation, so I hope you got some time. I just thought like I'd ask because otherwise I don't want to get into any problems, of course.
Yeah.
So the first point I want to talk about is like I'm gonna go in straight already. The data mining issue. Could you give me like your view on that?
My view on it.
Yeah, like what's your part in that? Because it's like quite a big thing. Because data mining is considered a felony actually.
Um, what do you mean? Like, what do you want me to answer?
I want you to like tell me like, is it true that you data mined? Can you confirm that?
It's not true that I data mined, but it's true that I had data mine items in my game.
And how did you get your hands on the data mine item itself?
Basically, there was an old developer on that was in the studio, and after like 1.5 week being in the studio, he data mined items, and I didn't know they were data mined, and like almost 1 week after, people told me that I had data mine items in my game, and I didn't know what data mine items were in the beginning, so I was really confused. But then they explained to me, like they were actually submitters from Real Miner Saving. So so one of them told me that I should remove them. Um, so I did that, and I banned the developer from both the Discord server and the studio.
Could you tell me the name of that specific developer actually?
I mean, yeah, his name is Better Void.
Okay, and how did you actually get in contact with him?
Uh, First of all, he was hacking on my game first, so then it was causing a lot of issues because he was changing people's lives and stuff like that. That was at a time when I had like 80K views or visits on my game. Uh, then he said if he could get access to the game, he would stop. And because I was a beginner at that time, I just said was fine with it. But after the situation with data mine items, I just couldn't let him be a developer anymore. Then he started hacking again, but I figured out how to make a patch for it, so yeah, it's kind of fine now.
Okay, okay, onto like another point. The situation with Voba, I heard from Voba himself. I have a statement from him that um, you said he ruined your game. Is that true?
I mean, uh, it's hard to explain, but it started with him being threatened to kill himself by another user on Discord, and I was like trying my best to like fix the situation between those two guys, and I just said that that Voba could block the guy, but he was just like, "Is that what you can do? Is that the only thing?" And I was like so stressed because I didn't know what to do, and yeah, then he continued making another video saying that he's not gonna play MH Plus because I was not like caring about the situation, about the death threats and stuff like that. But I just the truth was that I actually didn't know what to do.
But in Voba's actual statement, he said he's not going to play MH Plus because of the data mine stuff. In the video itself and in his
Yeah,
statement I had from him, I didn't hear anything about death threats.
that's also a thing. That was like before he posted the new videos, but um, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Like, wait, what did you say?
I didn't hear Voba talking about any death threats or something that you just started about.
Yeah, he said that he wasn't gonna play because of the mine item.
Yeah, because of a dead on mine island, and I understand why. Because yeah,
Yeah, I
like
can also understand that.
yeah. Okay, so basically, do you think Voba ruined your game? Like in a quick statement,
What?
do you think Voba ruined MH Plus for with like releasing those videos?
I mean, I was overacting at that time I posted that announcement, but he has affected the game a bit because there's been many people hating my game right now because of just those videos. It's really like sad and annoying.
Yeah, I
So
can understand
this
why
has
that's
affected the game.
I can understand why that's annoying, but like I also heard from another dev that like the whole team is like kind of all over the place. It's kind of a mess, and that's like why the game is like such a train wreck at the moment, and not many people are playing it anymore.
Yeah.
I am I promised that specific dev to keep their name private, so yeah.
Yeah.
But like I heard from that person, like the game is like a total train wreck basically, and yeah, but some things aren't really like up to standards with what you'd expect from quite a big game.
Hmm.
Because I heard
Yeah.
like allegations from people actually that you didn't credit your developers anywhere outside of the Discord.
What?
I heard from that developer that you didn't credit that person outside of your Discord server, and that they asked you for credit in like the game itself, but you like said no. Is that true?
That's not true. I mean, I don't know who that guy is, but if they say they want credit, I just credit them.
Because they've actually told me that you haven't credited any developer on your team at all.
No, I haven't, but like on the Discord, it's obvious that they are devs, but not in the game.
Don't you think that's kind of like unethical?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I should, to be honest. It
yeah,
feels a bit, yeah. It's just that it's my first time making games, and it's really hard to decide what to do and stuff like that.
they also told this is a statement from one of their DMs actually. They said
Okay.
if it's about I asked him because they told me they you asked them for a new heights code and they asked for a higher rank than they currently have because they're currently developer and they asked for a higher role, but you didn't give them that, and then you still like took the the new height code from the testing server with backups. So it basically said to me because it was already on the test server and complete. I was thinking of removing it, but he had backups. He is he is according to he is you. So which which is a good thing because someone actually accidentally referred it, and he also promised from the community it. And back at this point, the community was less toxic than it was now, so I let him have it. He basically he asked for a high role in the Discord server. And then you didn't give him it, and then he
Wait,
said you
what?
like took the new heights code just straight from the server without getting his approval. Is that true?
Who?
I am not gonna name any names because I promised to keep them private, but it's one of your developers.
No, that's not true. The developer that made the M8 New Heights code allowed me to use it.
Okay. I'll have to like look into that. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay,
Have a nice day.
thanks.
Bye. So basically, what he's saying here is that he got all the stolen items from another exit maintainer developer. She has been like he or she, I don't know, actually has been dealt with, but I'm still kind of sketched out by this because I'm kind of worried that he may be lying or something. He also there was permission for the files to be used in the new height files, so that's also a really good thing. But I'm still gonna sketch out. Tell me in the comments your opinion on this. See you later. Bye bye. Wait, quickly before you go, I wanted to thank Voba for participating in this. I want to thank Book of Kills. I want to thank the developer I talked to. I also want to thank the boss himself for giving insight. It's quite helpful actually, and I want to thank all of you for watching. So yeah, stay tuned. Maybe there's next part. We won't know.